Okay, so a while ago, I picked up these. And so I was like, oh, I know where I seen those at. Timmy Donzo Art and Drawing with Waffle. They did these. So I went a couple steps further, Picked up the neon. Picked up the pearl. Picked up the metallic. You know what I'm saying? And then I did a piece. I did some swatches, some thumbnail sketches, and then I did an art piece. But then my camera was acting crazy and I thought I lost them all. But I found them. And now here we go.
Hello everybody. So today we have 4 boxes here. We have Pearl, Colors of the World, Neon, and Metallic. Now I'm going to start with some swatches. I usually don't do swatches, but I just wanted to see how many colors and how many different things that I can do with these colors. So I decided to start with some swatches. Now the reason I did the Colors of the World like this is I thought that it was like darks and lights, but I was wrong. There's actually like 3 sections of colors. There's like rose, then there's like some neutrals, and there's some cooler ones. But I didn't know that, so I started and I did it wrong. But of course I ended up not using the swatches anyway because I don't use swatches. I just want to see how they looked. So I think the next one is the metallic. Then there is the neon, and then there was the pearl. Yeah, the neon actually has some pretty cool things going for it. So I wanted to do some thumbnail sketches. With my thumbnail sketches, I ended up, doing an Xmen shot where I just wanted 3 characters. I want the glowing sword. I want to try to get that effect with the neon, and then I wanted the other characters to be a little darker. So I did old girl in the middle. I think that's the new Captain Britain. I think she's also Psylocke. Not quite sure. Didn't read Excalibur yet. Not these versions anyway. It's just like the 2020 or whatever version of Excalibur. So I just went in with some thumbnail sketches. Just sketching some things out real quick. Nothing too nice right now. A couple figures. Sketching out the dynamic poses and the things like that so I can have a good design. So I kept sketching and I kept trying to get the right poses down, what I actually wanted for this piece. I didn't want it to be too bland, but I also didn't want it to be too crazy stuff going on because I'm not really good with these crayons. I don't even use crayons, but I wanted to try them out. So I gotta get that pose, the layout, and the design right. So here I am going in with the crayons just to see how the crayons work together. I did the swatches, but I didn't really see how they work together. So I'm drawing the sword right now. And I'm like, okay, let's put that around there. Usually how you make the neon effect is you put like I think it's a lighter color in the middle, and then you put a darker color around the sides. It might be vice versa, but yeah, you put the color around the sides, makes it look like it's glowing. I tried to do that effect there, but I don't think it really worked. Here I am working with the metallics. You know, they're metallic colors, so if I do the effects of the drawings, then they look like metal. Nothing too difficult to understand, just regular old color there. I was trying all the rusty colors, the silvery colors, gold, trying to make it look like the cowl of Apocalypse there. So what I originally wanted for this piece is I wanted it to be Captain Britain in the middle, and then Apocalypse on the side. Xmen is one of my favorite comics to read, other than the Hulk and maybe Avengers or Spider-Man or Mrs. Marvel. Basically, I like all the comics of Marvel. Yeah, so I was working with some darks and lights, you know. So I broke out my trusty old preview book that I do for the comics. So when I want to go get new comics, I can see which ones I want to go get, or which new series I want to pick up or continue with. So I decided to make some faces with the colors of the world, because of course, what are you having the colors for of the world if you don't make a face with it? These are skin colors. So I decided to draw a kind of browner person. I decided to draw this person as a kind of like a reference. So I didn't actually draw Captain Britain as Captain Britain. I kind of drew her in a different style, I guess. And I'm not even sure she's Captain Britain, to be honest. I don't know her name. Looks like Psylocke to me, but she might not be Psylocke at all. For the hair, I decided to make it, it's already pink and has flowers in it. So I decided to kind of go with that look, but make the hair more curly so I can kind of work with the colors in like the pearl and the pearl box. I think the face and everything, came out decent, but it's so small that you can't really even see. So maybe I should have did something more up close for the colors of the world to really showcase what they can actually do. But this piece was about all 4 crayon boxes, not just the one. So I actually skipped a bunch, and I wanted to just get started with the crayon. Since this is a crayon video, I just wanted to get the crayon going. So I drew the final and I inked it, and now it's time to color it. Now we have Apocalypse on one side. He's a good guy in these newer ones. I think he's working with them just like Magneto is. So he's a good guy now. Then there's the Captain Britain that I told you guys about. And then there's Colossus, really to get the metallics going. So now I'm just going over with the kneaded eraser to get my things going. And then I started already. I wanted to test the metallics, so I did the metallics for Colossus, the pearl for baby girl in the middle, and then the other ones for Apocalypse, and then neon for everybody, their powers and stuff. You can see the sword is now pink, and his powers are purple. I really enjoyed this crayon video. I don't think I would work with crayons again though, but I enjoyed what I did. I enjoyed the pieces, they were pretty fun. I went in with the metallic of Apocalypse, his collar thing, and his wires. My first knowing of who Apocalypse was, I think, was in a comic, and then shortly after I read the comic, the movie Age of Apocalypse came out on Xmen First Class, and I knew he was kind of like an Egyptian god or whatever, but I wasn't too sure about what he actually did. And that movie was alright. I didn't like it as much as the first 2 or the first one. I don't know. I think the first one. I think that was the second one. But yeah, I still enjoyed the movie, but I didn't like it as much as the first one. So, of course, he didn't really sell me. Oscar Isaac. He's a good actor though, but he didn't really sell me on the whole Apocalypse person. He just looked like Ronan from Guardians of the Galaxy. And then this Captain Britain girl, I've seen her around, but like I said, I haven't read the comics of Excalibur, so I don't really know who she is. I did read a little excerpt that said like Psylocke is the new Captain Britain or something, but maybe that was just, I don't know, false. And then Colossus. I love Colossus. He's one of my favorite X-Men next to Nightcrawler. I have a print of Nightcrawler, and I always put Colossus in there with any X-Men thing that I do. I have a woodblock print of all the X-Men, and then I have a woodblock print of Nightcrawler by himself because he's my favorite. But above theirs is a good Colossus. He's right there. I don't know. I like all the beefy guys. Well, I guess not, because Nightcrawler's not beefy at all. But I like Nightcrawler. Then there's Colossus. Then there's probably Logan or Beast. I love Beast too. And then I don't know. I mean, I like all the X-Men, to be honest. They're all pretty cool. But anyway, yeah, so Colossus, he's pretty cool. Seeing him in the Deadpool movie was also pretty cool. His big brothery character, being Russian, they got that part right. I just hope they tie it into the New Mutants, because Ileana, I think her name is Ayana, I don't know, but anyway, Magic is his sister, and they're both pretty Russian sounding, the accent, I mean. The most fun part of this whole piece to me was doing Colossus. The way that the metal just shines off of him, the way that, you know, his body looks, you know, it's so cool to me. And then like the highlights from the sword and the shadows on one side, but you know how metal kind of puts the highlights and shadows in weird places. Here I am adding the highlight details into Colossus's skin. Then I'm gonna go in with his costume, but I'm just doing his body for now. I'm mostly done with the other two, but I still gotta go in with some few touches here and there. Like I said, this piece was really fun to make, and I thought that I lost all of the footage, but I recovered them because my phone saved it. Going in with the shadows right now. Look at that arm. Yes, yes. Shadows usually are one of my favorite parts because they just bring so much depth and they just look good. You can't have the light without the dark, and you can't have dark. Well, I guess you could have dark without light, but it's not balanced. I'm going in with the red. First I go in with the light, then I go in with a little darker, just to add some more depth, of course. Look, it looks good already. I'm using the same pose as I did on an earlier sketch on my sketchbook tour of my character. I'm using the same pose from Luke Cage pose. Somebody made it. I don't remember who did it, but they're pretty good artists. So I just kind of steal poses here and there, reappropriate them to something else to fit my liking. So it's like, technically, like, it's not stealing if it's just a pose, but if you kind of just redo the same thing, then it's obviously plagiarism. But it's a reference, so I just used the reference photo. It wasn't traced, and it wasn't the exact same thing. So I think it's pretty legit. I later color in his other leg, just not right now. Working on her cape, making sure her cape is good. Oh, there it is. Went in with that leg. Yeah. Yeah, Colossus is one of those guys where he's like, it's a good Xmen gene to have, some metal skin. That's pretty cool. Turn into a big metal hulking thing. I don't know. I feel like if I had an Xmen trait, I don't know what I would have. I guess I would have some like frog-like snot or something. I don't know. I sneeze a lot. I've had chronic allergies for 2 years. So if you ever make a Funko Pop of me, better have the tissue box on deck. I decided to go in with some darks, some outlines. Oh yes, I'm going in with outlines, everybody. I wanted to make sure that everyone was outlined in dark, bold, black. And then later on, I decided to add some background. So here I add kind of like some Jack Kirby kind of lines and I don't know what you call those, kind of like splotches, some splotches and circles, and just those kind of powery, kind of coming out of like a portal or something, but it's not quite portal-y. And later on I add the lines, but I'm just adding. Actually, I think I'm adding the lines now. And then I did the splotches. The splotches are coming. And I add the circles later. It's basically, usually this little technique is used when clothes or like sheets are tattered and war torn or something like that, or like bugs ate it, or but I'm doing it for dark matter, and they're kind of coming into existence, like whatever sound effects. Insert sound effect here. Yeah, I think the black popped this one out real nice. Like it added some good contrast with the light colors of everything. Kind of popped them out so that you can see what is going on. I have my triangle ruler out just to kind of get a sense of what I'm doing. I feel like when I use rulers, I use them so wrong. Like things still end up looking crooked even though I use the ruler. And then like two lines, if I use two lines, then they're like not really parallel, they're kind of skewed. And I'm like, well, whatever. And here I am coloring in the black so that you can be able to see what's going on more. Sometimes it's good to have some background, but nothing too crazy. Of course, the outline helped me to fill in the background so I don't have to go over any of my previous work and mess it up. So I can just go over that little outline that I made so that it won't be too Jurassic. Yeah, big mistake, whatever. That's what I mean. I'm filling in these little dots. I'm guessing they're like dark matter balls or something. They're just flying in there. Gives it some dimensionality to the piece. So it's not just like, oh, flat on the paper. It's like you can dive in, or they're popping out at you. The Xmen coming at you. Xmen clan coming at you. Watch your step, kid. Protect you. I don't know. I don't even know what Xmen want. Protect yourself. I guess you can protect your neck. Not quite sure what I'm doing here. I'm going over with a kneaded eraser. Yes, I am going over this with a kneaded eraser. And it was much needed too. Yes, and here is basically the final piece. This is the whole thing in its whole glory. We have Apocalypse, Captain Britain, and Colossus coming out of the dark metal portal. It's kind of exploding out of the portal, but you get the idea. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. What do you think your Xmen powers will be? And I'll see you next video. Bye.